These 6 mistakes nearly cost me my coding career, and I don't want them to cost you yours. I've been coding for over 5 years now, and let me tell you, I've learned a lot about what not to do. Today, I will share the mistakes I made on my journey and how to avoid them, so you don't end up stuck like I did. Hey friend, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here and are interested in learning about thriving in the tech space, you are home. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and let's dive right into it. So when I started coding, I was all over the place. I began with HTML and CSS. Then I heard Ruby was cool, so I switched to that. Next, I saw that WordPress was popular, so I jumped on PHP. When I finally decided to settle with JavaScript, I couldn't even pick a framework. I started with Angular, then I jumped to React. It was a mess. This bouncing around slowed down my learning so much. I should have focused on one programming language and understood programming concepts first. That's my advice. Choose one programming language, JavaScript, Python, or something else, and stick with it. You can learn to speak other languages later. I have a video to help you decide which programming language to choose. When I settled in on JavaScript, I rushed through it to jump on the React train. And guess what? When I started building React projects, I got confused. Why? Because I didn't fully understand JavaScript. I had to go back, slow down, and learn the basics before moving forward. Speed doesn't matter. It's not a race. Spending months learning something well is better than speeding through it and knowing nothing. I even have a mentee who was worried that his friends were ahead of him. They're already learning React while he's still learning JavaScript. I told him it's okay. Learn at your own pace. Master JavaScript first and master it well before you move on, so you won't be like me. Now, the next mistake. Oh boy. I wasn't practicing enough. I read programming books, watched courses, watched YouTube videos, but I wasn't building. And let me tell you, if you just watch tutorials without practicing, it won't stick. Have you heard of tutorial hell? It is when you follow along with tutorials, you build projects exactly as they tell you, you build the same thing, but you don't learn. The project is not yours, and you're not adding anything new. You just get stuck repeating the same code, and you never grow. Here's what worked for me. Find a project you care about, maybe a bookstore app, an e-commerce app. Every time you learn something new, you add that feature to that project. For instance, if you learn how to build slides, you add it to your project. If you learn how to create buttons, you add it. You understand? Make it yours. That way, you are thinking, solving problems, and learning. Also, you have a solid project for your portfolio and something to talk about in your interviews. It's a win-win. But here is the key. Finish that project. Finish your project. One thing we developers are fond of doing is we don't like finishing a project. It's easy to come up with an idea, you start something, but finishing it is where the magic happens. That's where you fix errors, improve your code, and prove to employers that you are a completer finisher. The ability to see something through from start to finish is a skill. It shows that you are not just someone with ideas, but someone who can bring those ideas to life. Okay, I ignored data structure and algorithm. At first, I thought DSA is for those who want to work in big companies like Amazon, Google, Meta, Netflix, but that is not true. DSA is the foundation of problem solving in programming. It helps you think of the best and most effective way to solve problems. And trust me, once I started taking it seriously, I got better at writing clean and efficient code. It may seem hard at first, but with practice, you will improve. Okay, this one is funny now, but at that time, it was frustrating. I hated reading documentation when I started. It was so confusing. I would rather run to YouTube and watch like 5 different videos. But if I had just opened the documentation, I could have found the solution in minutes. Documentation is like a manual for the tools you are using. Now I love it because it is the fastest way to find answers and it is straightforward. But when I started out, it was very bulky and confusing. Imposter syndrome. Oh yeah, I know it well. I was terrified to apply to jobs because I thought I don't know enough. I look at the job description and see all the skills I don't have and think to myself, there's no way I can do this. But here's what I learned. You don't need to know everything. If you know about 2/3 of the skills they're asking for, apply. But make sure it's the main skill. Like for instance now, I can't see a job that requires Vue.js, like the main language they want is Vue.js, and I have React.js and apply. So that's the main one. But if it's like maybe they need someone with Chakra UI and you know Material UI, apply. If you have about 2/3 of the skills they're asking for, apply. You can learn the rest on the job. Don't let self-doubt stop you from going after opportunities. Remember, mistakes are part of the journey. They are what make you better. So embrace them, learn from them, and let them propel you forward. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What mistakes have you made on your career journey? Comment down below. If you're not sure you chose the right language or you're yet to decide on the programming language you should learn, I advise you to watch this video next. Until next time, keep coding, keep growing, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe to this channel. See you in my next video. Bye!